got stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the boats bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And good evening, race fans. Welcome to Las Vegas Motor Speedway here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, it's the Salt Flat Cup Series presented by SimBox PC. The grid is already set. Let's go ahead and take you through it. On the pole tonight, driving the number 1, it's going to be Chris Brown. To his outside, driving the 11, it's Harry Murchison. Starting inside row number 2, driving the 08, it's going to be Orlando Rivera. And on his outside, the deeper, darker dew, number 13 of Jamie Leach. Starting in the 5th spot tonight, it's going to be the 14 of Lee Campbell. 2 of his outside out of Keystone Motorsports, the number 31, driven by Donald Bennett. Starting in 7th spot tonight, the driver out of Pennsylvania. Driving the number 41, it's Kyle Lesher. To his outside, the 8. Driver out of Florida, it's Joshua Kuchar. Starting in 9th tonight, driving the number 2, the GBR Racing driver, Jared Hagedorn. Starting to his outside, the Draft Top Race Energy 04, driven by Sir Danny Venezuela. And riding shotgun on the field tonight, the Almost Coast driver, the number 26, it's Daryl Calder. That is going to be our grid for the evening as we get ready to go 100 laps around Las Vegas here tonight. My name is Chris. Joining me as always, my good friend Rick Hammond Jr. Just shooting the breeze here during practice. Rick, how are you, bud?
I'm doing fabulous, man. How you doing?
I'm ready to go. I'm always ready to go.
We're gonna see if Donald Bennett is ready to go too. I heard him just say he's gonna be in the back here sleeping. So we'll see what the 31's gonna do here tonight.
Well, we know who's always ready to go. It's Chris Brown, our pole sitter tonight. Last week's winner, getting ready to take the green flag for the first time here tonight. Green waves, and here we go. Lap 1 of 100. Chris Brown and Harry Murchison to the outside, side by side, heading into the turn. Here, Chris Brown takes over the race lead. Battle for third spot. Orlando Rivera on the inside. Jamie Leach to the outside. Rivera trying to hold pace on the outside, looking for the race lead. Still the 11 car fighting back on the outside. Going to drop down just a little bit. Hold on to that second spot. The 08 Orlando Rivera still hanging on to the inside against Jamie Leach. Behind.
Rivera needs to watch out, yeah, because the 14 coming pretty strong there. That's Lee Campbell, Donald Bennett on the outside there in this 31. He's starting to get up to the back bumper there of Leach's number 13 also, Chris.
A little side-by-side racing. And that's going to be for fourth spot, or make it even third if they can get around Leach. So this is actually pretty important here already. And the action happening here on lap number 2. Jamie Leach able to get some momentum going on the outside. And he squirts himself up forward to the third spot. Here comes DB, Donald Bennett in the 31 Turn 3 Racing Network car. He's holding on to the outside against Orlando Rivera. Rivera going backwards a little bit on that inside line. Just can't keep the momentum going.
Yeah, I know a little birdie told me earlier today that you can't pass to this track, Chris, but let me tell you, that person needs to speak to the driver in the number 26. That's Daryl Calder, who's in 7th position right now, already up 4 since dropped the green flag as we start lap number 4 here tonight.
Just out of curiosity, Rick, is that person, that little birdie, is he here tonight?
No.
Okay, well, there you go. Jamie Leach working the inside of Harry Murchison in the 11 car, and Leach looking for second spot. Here comes Donald Bennett down to the inside. DB coming to race. They're three wide behind them. 3 wide for fourth spot. Orlando Rivera comes from the middle, and he holds on to it, but Lee Campbell in the 14 looking to try and take over the 4th spot. He took it. He was in 5th, now 4th. Here comes Daryl Calder from behind. The 26 car trying to give a little push to the 14. Orlando Rivera on the outside, kind of stalling.
I think he's going to be stalled there for a little while, Chris. I mean, it is hard to run that outside lane. Right now, Lee Campbell has that preferred line as they go down through the front stretch into turn number 1. And here comes Daryl Calder to get side by side with Rivera's number 08. We'll see if he can battle back or what happens here.
Yeah, Rivera on the outside should have the momentum, but unable to capitalize here so far against Lee Campbell in the 14. The Office Depot Old Spice machine really doing a good job out there. That's one of just 2 Ford Mustangs out there tonight, so we look for him to move forward. Behind him, Daryl Calder in the 26, trying to make his move, maybe trying to help out the 14. Get to that back bumper, get a little draft going on these long stretches. Now Daryl Calder kind of sits in the middle of the 2 drivers. Through the corner, he drops back down, but on the outside, here comes Danny Venezuela trying to make it happen. Venezuela has not had a good season. The Toyota Camry has been replaced, repaired, and retouched every single week this season. And now, up 3 spots into the 7th place position is Danny Venezuela.
He's got the fastest pit crew on sim, let me tell you.
It's amazing how fast they get over the wall and start working. Ahead of them, though, we're looking maybe a 3-wide situation again as Orlando Rivera starts to fall back. Daryl Calder running that inside line. The 14 of Lee Campbell sits in the middle of the track. Campbell running his own kind of line out there. Daryl Calder and Orlando Rivera could get a run right around him. Danny Venezuela scooping right up to the backside of Orlando Rivera. And I got to say, the 04 really putting it on here tonight. Gets around Daryl Calder. So Calder unable to do anything on the bottom side. Now loses a spot to Danny V. Danny V goes down to the inside looking for more against Orlando Rivera.
I wonder if Calder just blew out his tires, Chris, and worked him a little too hard there, because he was actually getting tracked down by the two of Jared Hagedorn right behind Calder.
While we're watching that action up front, Jamie Leach has taken over the race lead, but Chris Brown battling back on the inside. Donald Bennett taking a peek. Bennett running the inside lane, the one of Chris Brown slightly to the outside. And again, Jamie Leach kind of in between the two drivers. Brown settles in behind Jamie Leach, hoping for a sniff of the draft. Not going to get it before they enter the corner. So Chris Brown now just has to run his line. It's going to be a little tough with Donald Bennett to the inside. Bennett now moves up the track. He's going to be behind Chris Brown. New race leader, Jamie Leach. We go back to the battle for the 4th and 5th and 6th and 7th and 8th spot. Oh, look at this. Here comes the number 2. That's Jared Hagedorn. He's getting around Darrell Calder. So Calder had a great start to this one, but now already starting to head backwards.
I'm just looking here, Chris, that track temperature is 85 degrees with an air temperature of 71, so not too warm here today in Las Vegas.
Oh, that a 13 mile per hour wind. I mean, these guys could be feeling that off in the corners.
Oh, definitely.
I want to go ahead and thank people for coming on out to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight you're watching the Salt Flat Cup Series presented by SimBox. If you're looking for a button box, now's the time to get it. Go on over to Facebook now that they're back up and operational. Do a search for SimBox PC, and there you'll find them. SimBox PC. Jamie Leach still the race leader. Chris Brown. Oh, we got one going sideways. It's Danny V. Danny Venezuela was looking so good, and then I don't know what happened. A little bit of damage to the right front of that Toyota Camry. That might wall him up around this big track. But nonetheless, the old 4 still keeping it in the right direction. 15 laps of 100 done.
And look at this, Chris Brown retaking the lead here, Chris, on the inside of the 13 of Jamie Leach right now. They are door to door. We'll see what happens at the line here. Lead has it on the outside just by a little bit. Oh, no. Chris Brown.
Brown skirted it by about an inch at the race line. Led that last lap, so Brown back up to the front. Leach battling back on the outside. Good challenge here. I'd prefer to be on the outside if I'm going to be doing this. Jamie Leach has a lot of track to use. Chris Brown kind of stuck on that inside lane. Leach actually giving him a little bit more track than I would. If you're going to be up there, you got to squeeze him down. Leach backs down just a little bit on the top side of the track. Going to try and get a nice head of momentum. Not going to be able to do it. Chris Brown takes over the race lead. While that's happening, Lee Campbell in the 14 catches the back door of Donald Bennett. So it's going to be a 4-car race for the race lead as Leach goes back to the inside. It's going to be a battle once again for the race lead. At the line that time, Jamie Leach by about a whisker. In the 13 takes over the race lead. Here comes Donald Bennett to the inside. Bennett in the 31 working over the 1 of Chris Brown. Not going to be able to do it. Falls back in line, but Donald Bennett had a run. And now the 14 of Lee Campbell takes it down to the inside. Lee Campbell in the Office Depot Old Spice, number 14 Ford Mustang, trying to make his presence felt here tonight at the Salt Flat Cup Series as Chris Brown retakes the race lead from Jamie Leach. Brandon Feeney joining us from wherever Brandon Feeney is joining us from. Somewhere in Canada, eh?
Hey.
It's about time you said something out there in chat. Chris Brown sends it in 1 and 2. Jamie Leach hot on his heels. Donald Bennett third. Lee Campbell in fourth. Let's go back to our fifth place runner. That's Daryl Calder, our biggest mover of the race, up 6 spots to get to that fifth position. Behind him, it's a little bit of a mad scramble between Orlando Rivera, Kyle Escher, Jared Hagedorn, and Harry Murchison.
Man, Lee Campbell's in fourth right now, Chris. He's all over the back bumper of the 31 and Bennett. Now that Brown and Leach have stopped racing each other, Bennett kind of fell back a little bit. But I think he's going to be getting some pressure here from Campbell, as Campbell does peak on the inside here. Down through the front stretch, yeah.
I totally get that, bud. Getting cars ready for real world racing, it takes a serious amount of time. I definitely understand that, being a crew chief.
Especially when he runs 3 different cars, Chris. It's amazing.
That is amazing. We've got our second chassis up and running. Rick, I got to send you that photo. It's pretty cool. First time in 8 years that chassis rolled under its own power. We call her the Dyno. 22 years ago this season, I was helping Adam build that car new, and now it's going to roll next season.
That's cool.
You know what's cool?
Ooh, we got some pit stops happening already.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know what's cool? Pit stops, and they are happening right now. Orlando Rivera, Jared Hagedorn, Danny Venezuela. Venezuela needs to get some repairs done because he slowed way down. He was picking up shotgun on the field and now goes down a lap. Here comes Jamie Leach down pit road. That's going to put Donald Bennett up to say, oh, Donald Bennett and the 14 of Lee Campbell doing a great job. They're coming down along with the pit leader, and they picked up a spot as Jamie Leach slow to enter. Oh, you got to be careful of that. Hagedorn, Rivera, and Danny V all back out on track. A little bit of that damage fixed up on the Toyota Camry. The 04, though, still looking a little rough on that right front. Oh, Hagedorn, one of the first drivers to come down for a pit stop. Way back on lap 22, just 2 laps ago, really. Gonna try and make it count as everybody else coming out on track. Kyle Lester in the 41. Gonna come out ahead of Donald Bennett and Chris Brown. Lee Campbell's gonna come out in 4th. Daryl Calder in 5th. And that's going to shuffle up a little bit here as the 2 packs kind of come together on track. So we'll put Hagedorn up to the 4th spot.
Oh.
Kyle Lesher bringing it down pit stop, pit road. Rick, what do you got?
I was watching Lester come in. He came in hot, Chris. The 41 definitely looking to have some service done on it.
All right, Kyle Lesher in the 41 coming in a little hot. We're a quarter of the way through this race. Salt Flat Cup Series, missing the Liquid Molly driver out of Canada, Brandon Feeney. Getting busy, getting ready to go. Chris Brown is taking over the race lead once again. Donald Bennett behind him. Jamie Leach, not a great pit stop. Comes out in the 6th spot. Gonna work his way back up towards the front right now behind Lee Campbell in the 14. Leach takes it up to the top side. Daryl Calder on the bottom side. No pass attempt there. Jamie Leach has got a lot of work to do to try and catch our race leader.
Well, he just put that 13 down on the inside of the 14 of Campbell. So there goes 1 spot. Now he's just got to work on Orlando Rivera in the 08 once he gets up to the back bumper.
Yeah, Orlando Rivera running in the 4th spot. Here comes Jamie Leach trying to catch him. 4-cylinder built today. Late model's gonna be left at home. No way. Never gonna happen. Don't do it.
I don't know, Chris. This Legend looks pretty cool.
All right. Fair enough. Jamie Leach working the back door of the '08 Orlando Rivera. Leach looking down on the inside. Rivera moves it on down to try and block him off. Leach now goes to the top side, get a little bit of momentum coming off the corner. Down the back stretch they go. Back up front, Chris Brown, Donald Bennett, your first two drivers. Jared Hagedorn sitting out there in the Milwaukee, number 2. Then it's Orlando Rivera, Jamie Leach rounding out the top 5. Kyle Lesher, unfortunately, had to go a lap down, coming in a little off sequence with the rest of the drivers.
And man, Chris Brown got a good gap in between him and Donald Bennett right now. But Bennett working hard to close that gap.
Half a second at one point. It's dropped down to 0.48. Now back up to a little over a half a second. Chris Brown obviously quicker in the corners. So Bennett's going to have a little bit of homework to do after this one, and it's to figure out these corners here at Las Vegas. But the straightaway speed that Bennett is having right now, keeping him in touch with Chris Brown. Meanwhile, behind DB, we've got Jared Hagedorn. Orlando Rivera starting to look to the outside. Not going to happen. The 2 moves it up. And here comes Darrell Calder out of nowhere. Calder right on the back bumper. Jamie Leach. Leach has got to go. Leach, one of the fast cars out there on track right now. Marred way back in the 5th spot, trying to get a little bit more, but Darrell Calder working to the back bumper. Orlando Rivera just ahead of him. Jared Hagedorn in the Milwaukee, number 2. That Ford Mustang did a good job getting up to the 3rd spot, but the way these guys are driving behind them, they are motivated to try and work their way towards the front. Orlando Rivera now right to the back bumper of the Mustang, and that purple car looking hard to try and figure out a way to get by the 2. He goes down to the inside, and that means Hagedorn stuck to the outside. Jamie Leach keeps it there. Oh, make contact on the front stretch. Contact between the 08 and the 2 at the line. Orlando Rivera has 3rd spot. The 2 not going to give it up going into turn 1. Yeah, Fanny, make sure you do about that'd be really cool. First of all, we got to become friends on Facebook, though. That would help. Right now, Orlando Rivera is taking over that 3rd spot pretty solidly. Jamie Leach now working on Jared Hagedorn. Hagedorn holding on to the outside, but that is not the quick way around right now. Here comes the 14, Lee Campbell, trying to work his way back up towards the front. The 14, good head of steam, and he goes right around along with Joshua Kuchar. And Jared Hagedorn is working his way backwards. Here comes Darrell Calder now. Calder down on the inside, trying to put Jared Hagedorn down yet another spot. Something going on with the 2 car as everybody freight trains around him. Top 2 cars, Chris Brown, Donald Bennett. After that, it is tight. Orlando Rivera, Jamie Leach, Lee Campbell, Joshua Kuchar, Darrell Calder. Joshua Kuchar now working the inside of the 14. Campbell going to go down a spot to Joshua Kuchar. Kuchar in the 8 car. Really just trying to follow Orlando Rivera's lead. Don't do it too much because Jamie Leach working on the outside, trying to get around Orlando Rivera now. Jamie Leach able to make both grooves work. At the line, Leach had taken over 3rd spot. Orlando Rivera fighting back on the inside through turns 1 and 2. They're door to door as they're halfway through the corner. Onto the backstretch they go, still door to door. The 8 of Joshua Kuchar, still working on the back bumper of Orlando Rivera. Jamie Leach has nobody to help him on the outside. Wouldn't mind at least 1 car to pop up there, and it's Orlando Rivera in front of him.
I was kind of worried about Kuchar there for a little bit, Chris, because at the beginning of the race, he held back quite a bit there, but the 8 seems dialed in now.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about him too much as he is getting set to take over the third spot. Joshua Kucher to the inside of Orlando Rivera. They are set up 3-3. 3 on the inside, 3 on the outside, make it 4 as Jared Hagedorn moves down to the inside. The 14 of Campbell trying to take a peek to the outside, decides better, stays to the inside, now pops back out. And Joshua Kucher and Orlando Rivera are having a battle for the ages here, heading into turns 1 and 2. Kucher going to come out onto the backstretch just a little bit away, about a half a car length in front of Orlando Rivera. Rivera fights back on the outside through 3 and 4. Who's going to have the momentum coming onto the front stretch? It looks like Joshua Kucher has got a pretty good run. Will he have it at the line? Oh, no, he does not. Orlando Rivera keeps it. Meanwhile, Chris Brown about 3.3 seconds ahead of Donald Bennett. Bennett about 3.2 seconds ahead of Orlando Rivera and Joshua Kucher. And here comes Jamie Leach now. Leach on the outside, going to try and make Joshua Kucher pay for using up the tires on the inside lane.
You know, right now, Donald Bennett probably thinking, I wish you guys would really stop racing and get up here and help me out a little bit.
Well, right now, Rick, I don't think they're going to help him. I think they're going to try and pass him as that gap back to this group of cars starting to shrink down just a little bit. It's down to under 3.3 seconds to Donald Bennett in second spot and Orlando Rivera, who's leading this hungry pack of drivers right behind him. Joshua Kucher had a little bit of a late go at it, but boy, as he turned up the wick now, heading into turn 1, he is working the inside of Jamie Leach. Leach battles back, and on the backstretch, it should be decided. Leach with a great run off from turn 2, down the backstretch, and Kucher has nothing else for him right now. Moves up to the top side. Back down to the inside through turns 3 and 4. Kucher using up the whole track. Lee Campbell right behind him, trying to catch him up. Darrell Calder right there as well. Again, a check-in on our race leader, Chris Brown. He's checked out. 4.4 second lead over Donald Bennett. And that second group of drivers really starting to track him down now. It's down to about 2.6 seconds. Donald Bennett in second to Orlando Rivera in third. Peterborough Speedway. Rick, write that down, bud.
I already did.
Right on.
I think you would actually like it, Chris. It reminds me a lot of Thunder Road.
Does it give a distance? A size?
On the track, yeah. It is it's a 3rd mile.
Oh, just like Thunder Road. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Orlando Rivera holding on to that third spot. Here comes Kucher again. Going to try and put the pressure back on. Jamie Leach is kind of stalled back in that 5th spot. Behind him, Darrell Calder taking a peek to the inside of the 14. Lee Campbell falls a spot. So Darrell Calder all of a sudden finding a little bit of speed late in this run. Lap 44 of 100. Darrell Calder in the 6th spot, trying to track down Jamie Leach. Everybody looking for this guy right here, though. Mr. Golden Shifter. 008, so we don't have copyright infringements. Chris Brown leading the way, 5.2 seconds over Donald Bennett. Danny Venezuela hitting pit road. Maybe just a little bit shy of the mark. I would expect them to want to try and hold out to about lap 50, but Danny V says, you know, I'm going to come down, maybe get some tires, maybe get some fuel. I don't know. Maybe get some repairs. I need those pretty bad.
Yeah, his 04 definitely not happy out there since that damage. Of course, joining him on pit road is the 2 of Hagedorn coming down. And I just heard the 08, who's on the backstretch right now, kind of in a small battle with the 8 of Kucher. just called in, so we're getting ready to see some green flag pit stops once again here.
Yeah, Rivera down, coming in. Joshua Kuchar moves to the outside. And Kuchar takes over the third spot. About a second away from picking up Donald Bennett. So that gap continues to close. And it's closing in a hurry. Josh Kuchar is a man on fire right now. Well, I hope he's not on fire.
Help him over, Humphrey. Race leader on pit road, Chris.
New race leader. It's going to be Joshua Kuchar after this time by Darrell Calder in the 26, our second place runner. And Lee Campbell is going to stay out. So we've got our top three. Campbell, hardcore saving fuel. Joshua Kuchar, last time on pit road, lap number 23. So he's already gone more laps than he did on the first stint, and that is going to do it for him. He's bringing it down pit road, and so is the 26 of Darrell Calder. The 14, however, going to keep it out on track. That's Lee Campbell, and he is going to lead this time by. So Campbell, who's saving fuel, may be on the winning strategy here. If he can get one more lap out of the 14, he's going to bring it down to just a one more pit stop. Everybody else on pace to make it 2. Oh, this could get very interesting. Lap 49 of 100. He couldn't do it. He's bringing it down. Lee Campbell in the 14, bringing it down onto pit road. That's going to surrender the race lead back to Chris Brown. Joshua Kuchar going to be second. Darrell Calder in third. Well, just like that, Leach goes around. I didn't realize Calder was still coming out of pit road. So it's going to actually be Chris Brown, Jamie Leach, and Orlando Rivera. This time I'm not going to change. Danny V back out on track. Kyle Escher, I think, may have called it a night. He's in his pit stall. He has been for a little while. Not seeing any current speed out of the car, so maybe the 41 calling it a night. Jamie Leach, though, at this time, trying to chase down our race leader. That gap is huge. Almost 7 seconds back to Jamie Leach from Chris Brown. Good news for Leach. He is starting to close it down just a little bit. Better news for Chris Brown. He's probably letting him, saving a bunch of fuel at the same time.
Well, we are just over the halfway point of the race here, Chris. So I have a feeling somebody's going to be saving some fuel to try to stretch it out as much as they possibly can.
Fuel and tires is what wins a race here on iRacing. The Salt Flat Cup Series, no different. The thing that makes them great, their sponsors, SimBox PC. Make sure you head on over to Facebook. Do a little search for SimBox PC and pick yourself up a button box today.
Lesher and the 41 back out on track, sitting in last place right now, Chris.
Oh, good to see him back out there. That's great. He is going to be scored about 3 laps down. But good for him for sticking it out. Orlando Rivera in the third spot. Joshua Kuchar sitting in fourth. Behind him, Donald Bennett. Bennett, who's been running very well here tonight, has had a top 3 run for most of the nights, finds himself in the 5th spot. And Darrell Calder right now has got some speed. He actually had a pretty good run, decided against it. Let the 31 stay. Now Bennett following the tire tracks of the 8, Joshua Kuchar, and Darrell Calder doing the same. Bennett drops down to the inside, though, through turns 1 and 2. He's getting ready to make a pass. Here comes Darrell Calder. Calder on the inside with Donald Bennett, side by side, heading into turn number 3. And both of those drivers going to get around Joshua Kuchar. Kuchar Maybe doesn't like those fresh tires as much as he likes the other used up tires.
Yeah, very well could be Chris just letting him wear down, or he's saving him for as long as he possibly can too.
Well, that's the other side of it, right?
I mean, we know that there's some speed in that 8 machine.
Yeah, we've seen it. We've also seen some speed out of the 13. Will it be enough? No, the gap increasing to 7.4 seconds now to Chris Brown, our race leader. So Leach is absolutely not able to catch Chris Brown at this time. And Brown, I think, might be taking it very easy on the corners. We're going to watch him for a lap or two. In fact, why don't we just hop right into the cockpit? We'll take a lap or two in silence and just let our race leader bring us around this track. And that's going to make another lap here for Chris Brown, our race leader, brought to you by SimBox PC. Again, we got to thank SimBox PC, the sponsor here for the Solid Flat Cup Series every Tuesday night, live on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And Chris Brown is certainly flexing his muscles as he's got an 8.2 second lead now over Jamie Leach. Third spot belongs to Daryl Calder. Orlando Rivera able to get around the 31 of Donald Bennett. Bennett now back to the 5th spot, but having a great race. A lot like Danny V, he has been having some serious issues completing races, but Donald Bennett looking serious here tonight.
And of course, something that we haven't mentioned yet tonight, Chris, next week is the final race of the season. We're going to be doing 150 laps at your favorite track at Phoenix.
My what?
Your most favorite track.
Is it Phoenix or ISM
Phoenix.
or Phoenix?
No, it's Phoenix. We're going with Phoenix.
Oh, okay. Daryl Calder running in the 3rd spot. Behind him, really a battle brewing here for the 4th spot as Donald Bennett was able to take it over from Orlando Rivera. We're going to see if Rivera can make it back in. This would be the best finish Donald Bennett's had all season long if the race were to end right now. So really a great job out of the Turn 3 Racing Network sponsor, number 31 of Donald Bennett. Not that we're biased, but okay, we're biased.
I mean, we sponsored the car, so we have every right to be, right?
I believe that's the way it works, yeah.
I mean, the only thing that you didn't get out of the deal was that it's still in a bow tie.
Yeah, well, I was outvoted. But remember, this is the best finish he's looking to have here tonight.
Don't jinx it yet. We're only on lap 63 and 100.
Hoping a ball joint doesn't fall out of it.
Oh, no, we're good on the mechanical front.
Hoping the engine doesn't blow. Hoping the sheet metal doesn't unrivet itself, pop off, and go flying into the crowd and kill somebody. That's dark.
No.
It probably won't happen, but you never know with a Chevy.
My Chevy runs great.
Your Chevy doesn't get used. Tell the truth.
It runs great.
I've put more miles on my truck in a week than you put on all summer.
Don't forget, it's been the main twice this season.
This season?
Yeah.
Huh. All right. I'll be fair. 2 weeks.
There you go.
The number 11 of Harry Murchison is down a lap, looking to try and get one back. He's going down to the inside of Chris Brown. Brown not going to fight too hard. So Harry gets one back. And he's got a little ways to go to try and get him back again.
And if you look, Chris, just what, 10 laps ago, 9 laps ago, he came down pit road a little early.
He's on a slightly different schedule. And if it works, man, we are going to just have to give him a PhD in racing science out of the University of Dale. Because that would be a heck of a move. We'll see. Caution free, 66 laps so far. We're working lap number 67 right now. Chris Brown has the race lead. There's been a couple of different leaders here tonight. Jamie Leach has had the lead. Somebody else has had the lead. A couple of drivers had the lead. We'll just go with that. There's actually been some very good racing, but unfortunately right now the field is a little bit spread out. The biggest battle right now, perhaps for the third spot, Joshua Kuchar trying to catch the back door of Daryl Calder in the 26, Kuchar in the 8, and he is starting to move in just a little bit. Donald Bennett trying to sniff out that draft as he has slipped back to the 5th spot, and just like the last run, as the tires wear in, Joshua Kuchar starts to find more speed, and that is exactly what's going on track right now. Kuchar is starting to really burn him up. In a good way, Rick. In a good way.
In a good way.
Daryl Calder in the 26 running in 3rd spot, but I am telling you, look out for the 8 car. Kuchar really starting to move in.
Ooh, Hagedorn pulling it down pit road.
Jared Hagedorn possibly looking for his last pit stop here with 31 laps to go. It seems like they're not doing 31 laps, so I don't know. We'll find out. It might be a gas and go situation at the end of this one. Meanwhile, Joshua Kuchar, we're watching him right now in that 4th spot, trying to catch the 26 of Daryl Calder. They all blue wheels, everything blue. Number 26 of Daryl Calder. Wonder, we're gonna hop into the cockpit. Yeah, it's even blue inside. It's got red bars, but blue everything else. The 863 Gaming TV, Daryl Calder ready to go. Jamie Leach bringing it down pit road. Chris Brown already on pit road, so we have a new race leader. It's gonna be the 26 of Daryl Calder. Look at that. I was on board with him. He became the leader. There's the secret.
That's the secret. We figured it out finally.
29 laps to go. Lap number 71 being worked right now in the 26 car as the race leader. Joshua Kuchar right behind him. He's trying to close that gap down, but these guys have to come on down pit road at some point. They definitely don't want to wait too long, and they're not. They're bringing it down right now. Calder, Kuchar bringing it down pit road. What's Lee Campbell going to do? The 14 Old Spice Office Depot machine. Trying to make up some ground, and he's just going to stay out there. So the 14 not going to play the games everybody else is playing right now. Lap number 72 being worked. The last time Campbell on pit road, lap number 49, so no surprise. He was the one that came down late last time. He's got a couple more laps of fuel in him, he knows. Pop in there and see if he's saving any. Doesn't appear to be, as we're working through turns 3 and 4. So Lee Campbell, Chris Brown in 2nd spot. Lee Campbell's got about a 12.7 second lead. It's disappearing pretty quickly as It looks like Chris Brown on fresh tires right now. So what's Campbell gonna do? He's gonna come down pit road this time. Chris Brown's gonna take over the race lead as soon as he catches Lee Campbell on pit road.
I think what every driver wants to do, Chris, is install one of them gold shifter knobs in their car. I know I want one.
Chris Brown now the race leader once again. Jamie Leach across the start finish line along with Donald Bennett. They are running second and third. Daryl Calder going to be running in the 4th spot. Joshua Kuchar rounding out the top 5. Orlando Rivera just outside of it. Jared Hagedorn in the Milwaukee, number 2. Harry Murchison back on the lead lap. So a great job for Harry to get back on the lead lap with 26 laps to go. Lee Campbell going to go down a lap. And unfortunately, when you're off schedule, it's only going to go one of two ways. He does have fresh tires, but so does our race leader. So I don't know if he's going to be able to catch him or not. Chris Brown setting the pace of the field, 11.3 seconds in front of Jamie Leach. Meanwhile, Donald Bennett starting to slip back just a little bit away from Leach, 0.68 right now. Bennett's going to have to try and figure that out. Daryl Calder sits in the 4th spot. Bennett going to start driving out of his rear view mirror pretty soon as Daryl Calder is moving in quickly. Oh, very quickly. Super quickly. Here comes Daryl Calder, going to try and take away the 3rd spot. He does. Just like that. Man, is that 26 flying. Boys, we're going to take 4 fresh tires, a full tank of fuel, and a NOS button, please. Daryl Calder into 2nd spot. Wow. I mean, just wow. He left Jamie Leach and Donald Bennett just sitting there. And here comes Orlando Rivera now. Jamie Leach having some blinking issues. Rivera sitting in the 4th spot. Behind Jamie Leach with 23 laps to go. But the big noise out on track right now, the all blue 26 of Daryl Calder. Does he have what it's going to take to try and catch Chris Brown in the 1 car?
No, it's a pretty big gap, Chris. Almost 13 seconds right now.
And climbing, unfortunately for Daryl Calder. I think he used all the NOS shots that he could without blowing up the motor. Daryl Calder going to be sitting in the 2nd spot, up 9 since the drop of the green flag. Orlando Rivera sitting in the 3rd spot, right where he started here tonight. Jamie Leach in 4th, again where he started. Donald Bennett has gained 1. He's running in the 5th spot. Josh Kuchar right behind him, up 2 into the 6th position. Jared Hagedorn in the Milwaukee machine, up 2 into 7th. All eyes on the number 1 with 21 laps to go. And now Daryl Calder does seem to be biting into that race lead just a little bit. Not going to be enough. We're talking hundredths of a second. And really, we need to be ticking off like tenths of a second per lap at this point to try and catch Chris Brown with 20 laps to go. And I just don't see anybody doing that right now, short of Chris Brown having a problem. It looks like he might be going back-to-back race wins here for the Salt Flat Cup Series.
Well, the leaders are still out, Chris, but Riviera, Leach come down, Murchison down on pit road, Donald Bennett down on pit road.
Oh, Rick, you know what that's telling me? Means they don't have enough fuel to finish this one. They're going to have to take a splash and go. Oh, this could be huge. This could be really huge. Is anybody saving fuel right now? You'd only have to save a few laps. Here comes Joshua Kuchar down pit road, so he's not going to do it. Donald Bennett sitting in the 8th spot. Our race leader goes on by. So Bennett going to try and pick up the draft, knowing that Chris Brown's probably going to have to come down. And the best thing he can do is stay right on the back bumper of the one, maybe try and pass him back in. 18 laps to go. Did Brown miscalculate the fuel strategy? Donald Bennett right on the back bumper. Oh, Rick, I'm looking at pit stops, and Donald Bennett, not only did he take gas, not only did he take NOS, but Donald Bennett took tires.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that is going to make a huge difference here as these laps wind down. In fact, just ahead of Donald Bennett, it's going to be Jamie Leach. Leach being scored in the 7th spot right now, but the 13 on fire as he is trying to make up every single inch of track that he can. The 31 trying to do the same. Leach right now trying to get every ounce of speed that he can muster out of the 13. Chris Brown seeing it happen. At some point, he's got to come down pit road. Hopefully not too late, so the tires are worn out. Has to stay on pit road even longer than normal. Lap times here at about 31 seconds. Average time on pit road, 45. Maybe you can squeeze it down to about 35 if you just take about 5 seconds worth of fuel. But boy, that is going to be tight.
It's going to be really tight, Chris.
Brown continues to lead the way. He's doing exactly what he needs to do. He's right behind the two cars, soaking up all the draft he can, trying to save all the fuel that he can. Lets it float up just a little bit higher than he should have. He needs to be right on the back bumper of the two. Hagedorn being scored in the 2nd spot. The driver of the Milwaukee, number 2, sitting in 2nd. The 1 right behind him, your race leader. "13 laps to go, and all eyes on Chris Brown." Brown is desperately going to try and win this one, but I don't see a way around it, Rick. I just don't see a way around it. Last time on pit road for him is lap 70. We know these guys cannot go 30 laps. He is going to have to come down.
I know what he's trying to do, Chris, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. I don't see any fuel savings coming out of the number 1 right now, other than following Hagedorn.
Yeah, following Hagedorn, perhaps a caution. A caution would certainly help the situation. I don't know that it would be enough even. This one is winding down, 12 laps to go, and Chris Brown going to take it to the left. Brown bringing it down pit road, and everything is going to change now. Who made the right choice on pit road? Jared Hagedorn. He was running in the 2nd spot last time on pit road, lap number 68. He's going to have to come down. Lee Campbell brought it down on lap number 73. It would be really close for the 14. Oh boy, Chris Brown just not able to hold on to the race lead as he's coming out of pit road. Oh man. Trying to get that one car back up to speed. And he has got plenty of time to do it. Daryl Calder in the 3rd spot, about 14 seconds behind. Chris Brown, though, only took fuel. The first driver is Lee Campbell that was able to take tires. Campbell in the 14, being scored in the 4th spot in the Ford Mustang. The Office Depot Old Spice machine. And he is trying to get to Daryl Calder right now. Calder on those older tires. We're going to see what happens when you have old tires versus new. Lee Campbell going to try and catch him. 10 laps to go. And Jared Hagedorn right now is the race leader, but he's coming down pit road. That's going to surrender it back to the one car of Chris Brown.
Wow.
Chris Brown back to the race lead. Daryl Calder going to be sitting in second spot as soon as it cycles through. Joshua Kuchar now going to be third. Kuchar coming out of nowhere, gets around Lee Campbell, and he is flying. Look out for Joshua Kuchar in third spot, looking for more.
I told you that 8 car was fast.
Joshua Kuchar in the third spot, trying to chase down Daryl Calder in the second spot. The gap differential about 1.6 seconds. That would be for second spot. Chris Brown about 13.2 seconds ahead, and there's only 7 laps to go. Will anybody catch anybody? We're going to find out here soon. I will say this right now, Donald Bennett, who has had one heck of a race, he's been in the top 5 virtually all night long. Right now sits in the 6th position behind Jamie Leach. Leach in 5th. The Old Spice, Office Depot number 14, sits in 4th spot. Joshua Kuchar in the 8th, sitting in 3rd. No sponsorship being shown on the 8 car. That might change after tonight. 1 race to go after tonight's race. It's going to be at Phoenix, 150 laps. Rick had mentioned that earlier. 6 laps to go. Chris Brown leading the way. That time by the flagman. We'll call him Greg tonight. Greg threw 5 fingers down at the 1 car, indicating 5 laps to go for Chris Brown.
And that gap still from Calder, Chris, 13.3 seconds.
Four laps to go for Chris Brown, Daryl Calder, and Joshua Kuchar, your top 3. Kuchar starting to move in very quickly now against Daryl Calder. Gap down to 1.16 seconds going into turn number 1 and through the corner. Kuchar making up all kinds of ground.
Talk about making up ground, Chris. Donald Bennett now broke back into the top 5. Had a really good run on the 14 of Lee Campbell. Of course, right now, Bennett having a little bit of a help there by Sir Danny Venezuela.
Sir Danny V.
Oh, he's got the Raised Voodoo card tonight. Voodoo, that was my favorite Raised energy drink, let me tell you.
I know it was. I told you not to drink that shit.
I know. It was like crack cocaine. I had to stop.
3 laps to go. Make it 2 at the line. Popsicle sticks in the air here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Well, technically, it's 2 for the top 7 drivers.
True. I guess that's absolutely true, man. You got me. You absolutely got me. I don't know what to say to that. I want to go and thank everybody for tuning in to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, you've been watching the Salt Flat Cup Series brought to you by SimBox PC. As we take the white flag, Chris Brown looks like he's going to sail it off to another win back-to-back for Chris Brown. SimBox PC, though, over on Facebook. Make sure you check them out. Type in the search bar, SimBox PC. If you're looking for a button box, now is the time to get it. Just one more race here for the Salt Flat Cup Series over in Phoenix. And Chris Brown entering turns 3 and 4. Back out onto the front stretch he goes. Tonight's winner going to be the 1 car of Chris Brown. Daryl Calder able to hold off the hard-charging Joshua Kuchar here tonight. But Daryl Calder going to be our 2nd place finisher. And then bringing it in 3rd, it's going to be Josh Kuchar. 4th belongs to Jamie Leach. Donald Bennett in 5th spot. And we've got some stuff happening behind them. Let's go back and take a look. Just because. I don't know why. The 11 car. He brought it down early. That's it. No big deal. I said that he crashed, but that's not true. So Chris Brown is going to be our race winner 2 weeks in a row here. Daryl Calder scores a 2nd place finish. I believe that's his top finish here of the season. And burnouts ensue. We're going to step away for just a minute here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. When we come back, it's going to be the top 3 finishers in our post-race interview. Don't you dare go away.
iRacing, you wanted the best, you got them 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
We're back live here at the Las Vegas Motorsport Park, and it was a great race. Chris Brown is now a 2-time in a row feature winner here for the Salt Flat Cup Series. Chris, it's Chris and Rick up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
All right, bud. What was the big secret here tonight? Because I'll tell you, man, 13.62 second gap between you and Daryl Calder at the end.
I really think it was just pit strategy there. It was getting away from everybody. Once you can get out of the draft, you can kind of get away from guys. So I think I kind of separated myself with pit strategy there, and it allowed me to get away from these guys a little bit.
Well, I'll tell you, it looked really good out there. And the one thing I saw, and maybe you didn't experience or maybe you didn't see it in the relative, but every once in a while, somebody behind you, it was like they were hitting the NOS button back there. Did you experience any point where it was just like, man, this car is super fast?
Jamie Leach was the guy that I kind of noticed in my rearview mirror for a while there. It was probably the first 20 lap segment or so. I thought he was going to stick with me the entire race. He really, I don't know where he started at, but he really came up through the field there, and he got by me for a little bit.
Yeah, it was pretty great racing between you and Jamie towards the beginning of the race for sure. All right, bud. Here is the question of the day on the one car. Who do you have to thank for tonight's victory?
Whiteout Performance, my brother-in-law, he owns a performance shop down in Kansas, and he sends me some money to kind of sponsor some things here and there. So thanks to him, Christian Jones, Boudoir, and my wife for letting me race.
All right, but it's always important to get that wife sponsor in, isn't it?
Yes, sir. You got to get that into. I appreciate you guys putting on the broadcast and Salt Flat for putting on the the race as well.
Our pleasure as always. Congratulations going out once again to our number one. It's going to be Chris Brown 2 times in a row. And Rick, I believe you caught up with our second place finisher.
I did. Daryl Calder, the driver on the number 26. You got Rick and Chris on the mics here. You got a copy, bud?
Yeah, bud, go ahead.
Man, up 9 positions in the 863 Gaming TV, number 26 Chevy Camaro. What a heck of a race for you tonight.
Yeah, it was clean, clean and green, fast.
And you did something that was said in one of the chats. I'm sure you'll see it later there, but supposedly you can't pass here, but I think you proved that wrong.
That had to be Dobbs watching somewhere.
Yeah,
That sounded like something he would say.
You're absolutely right. Listen, man, well, congratulations there. Next week, last race of the season, 150 laps at Chris's favorite track. How you feeling about that?
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm ready. It's been a long season.
It definitely has, and we're going to finish it all up in Phoenix next week, man. Well, congratulations. Who do you got to thank on that 26?
The people at 863 Gaming TV and y'all up there in the booth, most definitely, and Salt Flat for putting us on.
All right, brother. We'll bring this momentum next week for that last championship race, man, and congratulations once again.
We'll try, and congratulations, Chris. Maybe I can take his pit strategy book, study it.
There you go.
And that's exactly what you have to do. Driver of the number 26, bringing it home in second spot tonight. A great finish here for Daryl Calder right here at Las Vegas. Guys, that is going to wind us up here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. I can't thank you all enough for coming out and checking us out here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. If e-racing is the thing that you like to see, Turn 3 is the place you like to be. We can't wait to see you again next week right here, Tuesday night on the Turn 3 Racing Network.
Yeah.